Welcome to our channel, my dear students. Today we are going to talk about the guaranteed chemistry questions in CBSE board, topic wise or area wise analysis. So here in which we are going to talk about what are all the specific topic in which what kind of questions they will be asked in every year. So that is what the detailed analysis will be given. Some type of important questions and also the area which they are going to ask the questions like that. So here the unit 1, which consists of solutions. In this solution we have to study about the definitions for all those things like solutions, what are solvent, what are solute, and concentration behind it, molality, mole fraction, and everything we have to define it. We should know the definition for all those things, and we may expect the questions from molarity and molality problems, and based on Henry laws, then Raoult law problem, which is very important one, and partial vapor pressure also they are asking a lot of problems. Then threatened area is positive and negative deviation of Raoult law. Positive as well as the negative deviation from Raoult law, that is also they are asking. Then colligative property, this is a very important threatened area. So they will be asking a lot of questions in colligative properties based on problems, numericals and reasoning questions. They will be asked in colligative properties. So here in which the elevation of boiling point, depression and freezing point, osmotic pressure, that is osmosis, and relative lowering of vapor pressure, and the very most important thing is 1/2 I factor. In that, these are the threatened areas. They may be asking the questions from these areas. That's all about the solution unit. And next one is the electrochemistry. It's a very important unit and simple unit also. So here also we should know the definitions for electrochemical cell, then electrolytic cell, what is anode, what is cathode, what is standard electrode potential, what is electrode potential, what is oxidation potential, what is reduction potential, everything we should know. So you should know the definition for all those things, okay? And then you have to know how to write the cell representation. So they may be asking the cell, they will be given some type of cells to you, and they are asking you to write the cell representation for this particular cell. And standard electrode potential based problems, and what is standard electrode potential, that kind of questions will be asked. Then electrochemical electrolytic cells difference. And the very important thing is Nernst equation numerical. This is very important one. So we may expect 2 more questions, 3 more questions from this area, Nernst equation based on numerical. Based on that, we can expect questions from calculation of E naught. That is a standard electrode potential, delta G, and K equilibrium values based problems they may be expecting. Then conductance, in that area you will be expecting a lot of problems, that conductance, molar conductivity, limit molar conductivity. So how the conductance will change with respect to temperature, pressure and all. So they may be asking that kind of questions and based problems also. The very important thing, Kohlrausch law, this is also a threatened area. So there will be, you may expect one of the question from Kohlrausch law. And the very important thing is feasibility and predict the product. Okay, they'll be asking feasibility of the reaction as well as the predict the product at anode and cathode. So they will be giving certain kind of reaction, and they will be giving some electrodes also. From that you can able to find out the product, what kind of product will be formed at anode and cathode. You have to decide it. And next one is the batteries. Batteries, they will be asking a lot of questions, like particularly in lead acid battery you may expect a lot of question. After that, the fuel cell, hydrogen oxide fuel cell also you can expect a lot of question. And you have to know what is corrosion, what is the difference of different corrosion types, and the very most important thing is what is that sacrificial anodes you have to know. So from that also you may expect the questions from that. And the next unit is chemical kinetics. This is also very important unit. So chemical kinetics. What is a chemical kinetics? Here also we should know the definitions for a rate of reaction, instantaneous rate, average rate of reaction, order of reaction, molecularity of the reaction. You have to know all those things. Okay. So we should you should be very strong in definitions also. And then factors affecting rate of reaction. Rate of reaction affecting factors, that will be a threatened area of asking questions. Then molecularity on order. So how to find the order of reaction, how to find the molecularity from order. So you have to define all those things. And then order of reaction, rate constant units. Rate constant unit for zero order, first order, second order, third order, they'll be asking. So some of the problems they'll be giving only units. From that you can able to find out whether it is a first order, second order, third order. So you can able to find out the rate of reaction as well as rate constant units. That's very important threatened area. And then differential rate law or rate law equation for zero order, first order and second order. And very most important problem you may expect, it's a star question. So each and every year they will be asking half-life problems. So half-life period you may expect one problem. Based on that, so you may expect 5-mark question or 3-mark question you may expect from this area. And then rate of reaction for zero order, first order and pseudo first order reactions. And then temperature dependent of rate of reaction, to know. So that kind of questions they'll be asked. And then Arrhenius equation, based on that Arrhenius equation. So how EA will changes, collision theory, EA based problem based on different temperatures. They'll be asking question like that. They will be asking the problems in that area, Arrhenius equation as well as EA based problems you may expect. Okay. And next unit is as we know that this is a very simple one. This is a surface chemistry. So here also we should know some of the definition of terms of surface chemistry. What are all the definitions of surface chemistry? So as we know that here adsorption, absorption, sorption, adsorbent, then adsorbate, then adsorption isotherm. So we have to know the definitions for all those things. Okay. And then adsorption isotherms they'll be asking, and types of adsorption. It's a physical adsorption, chemical adsorption, that kind of questions you may expect. And catalysis also you'll be getting a lot of enzyme catalysis, catalytic reaction, metallic catalysis. So that kind of reactions they'll be asking. Then type of salts. It's a very, very important area. So colloids. They will be asking the preparation, properties and purification of colloids. From that you may expect a lot of questions. So based on the property of colloids like Tyndall effect, you may expect a lot of questions from that. Tyndall effect, Brownian movement, that also you may expect a lot of questions in the preparation, properties and purification of colloids. And emulsion, here also the preparation properties are very important. Then phenomenon of gel formation and uses of colloids they'll be asking. Usually they'll be asking one more question. What is that? You can able to find out what type of colloids will be formed when the two solutions are mixed with each other. When the two mixtures are mixed with each other, that time what type of colloids will be getting. So whether it is a positive colloid or negative colloid, that is entirely based on that what we are going to mix, and it entirely based on that common ion present in the both the reactant. Okay, that's all about the surface chemistry. And next area is general principle and process of isolation of elements. So here we have to know what is that thing, that is occurrence of metals. What are all the metals present in that in CBSE board syllabus? You just look at all the metals and you have to know where it has come from. That means the ores of metals you should know very clearly. So occurrence of metals and ores. Okay. And the second thing is the concentration of ores. From this area you can expect a lot of questions. Concentration of ores can be done by a lot of ways. So likewise you may expect a lot of questions from this area. Okay. And extraction reaction, they'll be giving some reaction and you have to fill it the remaining things. By the way, extraction reaction they'll be asking. And extraction of crude metal from concentrated ore, that's also another process. It's a step-by-step process. First concentration of ore, then extraction of crude metal, then formation of metal oxide, then reduction of metal oxide to crude metal, then crude metal to the refining process. That kind of questions you may ask, you may get it. And thermodynamic principles, in that you may expect the question from Ellingen diagram. So this is based on that reduction potential. There will be reduction of carbon. How the carbon will be acting as reducing agent at elevated temperature for different metals. You may get idea from this Elingham diagram. And the next thing is a blast furnace. So how the iron can be separated from the blast furnace. So that kind of questions can be asked in that blast furnace also. Then electrochemical principles. Here what kind of metal, more active metals can be extracted by using electrochemical principle. That kind of method they'll be asking. Then oxidation reduction reaction of metals like roasting, calcination, etc., like this. So from that area also you can expect the questions. Then refining. This is a very important one. So from this you may expect the question from the definitions like what is that, zone refining. That kind of questions you may expect. Okay. And next unit is the very important and very big chapter, that is P block elements. What are P block elements? From that P block elements, you should know all the group trends. So group 16, 17, 18 will be given in your syllabus. You should know the trends. So for example, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, then ionic radii, atomic radii. You should know everything: melting point, boiling point, metallic character, non-metallic character. So how it increases, how it decreases. You should know all the trends regarding this. You may expect anywhere from this. Okay, questions. Then oxygen and ozone. Here you may expect this good area of asking lot of questions from that ozone. How ozone will be acting as a bleaching agent, how it will involve in bleaching action. So you may expect the question, this kind of questions from ozone also. Then structure according to Weier's-EPR theory. So how the structure is getting contracted according to Weier's-EPR theory, that kind of questions will be asked. And then oxoacids of sulfur. This is a very important one and very most important preparation, industrial preparation of sulfuric acid they'll be asking. Then a very important question, that is the anomalous behavior of fluorine. So they'll be asking in 1 mark or 2 mark anomalous behavior of any two anomalous behavior of fluorine. You just read it. So it is fluorine is the explosive one. Because of that interatomic repulsion, interelectronic repulsion will be most is there because the size is very small. In that very small size, number of electrons will be there. That's what it gets repelled each other. That's what it has less bond dissociation energy when compared to chlorine. Okay, that kind of questions, reasoning questions they may ask from this area. And then interhalogen compounds, and then bleaching action of a chlorine and ozone, then oxidizing property of halogens, the noble gas. In that noble gas you may expect the questions from xenon compounds. The formation of xenon, XeF6, XeF4, XeF2, then XeO3, then XeOF4, then isoelectric with which type of compounds. They will be asking these kind of isoelectric structure with which kind of compounds they will be asking. So they will be giving some compounds to you. So the how it will be isoelectric with xenon compounds they will be asking. That kind of questions you may expect from this P block elements. And next question, next unit is D and F block elements. So here we should know the very important thing, that is the electronic configuration. That is the entire thing. If you want to know, if you want to study in depth D and F block, you should know how to write the electronic configuration for all the 40 D block elements. Okay, so we have to know D block elements, we have to know D and F block elements, we have to know how to write the electronic configuration. And you may expect the reasoning questions on oxidation state, the variable oxidation state, how the D block elements will produce as variable oxidation state, and stability, how it maintain, then magnetic behavior, catalytic properties, and the standard electrode potential based problems you may expect from this area. Okay, and the reasoning questions you may get from this area also. And the very most important thing is the KMnO4 and the potassium dichromate preparations you may expect. Then lanthanoids and the actinoids. What is lanthanoid and actinoid contraction? They will be asking. Then similarity and difference between the lanthanoids and the actinoids, and how actinoids have variable oxidation state when compared to lanthanoids. Why lanthanoid doesn't give variable oxidation state when compared to actinoids. So you have to get answer for these kind of questions. You may expect these are all the important area. They will be asking a lot of questions. Okay, and next one is the very important chapter, that is coordination compounds. What is the coordination compounds? So first question they will be asking what coordination compound and double salt, how it differs. Okay, that kind of questions you may expect. Then Werner theory, then all the definitions. You should know all the definitions for coordination compounds like denticity, then coordination entity, ligand, metal, oxidation state, everything you have to know as a definition for in coordination compounds. And the very most important thing is you may expect definite question, that is a nomenclature. From that nomenclature, you may expect one question from coordination compounds. And isomerism also you may expect, like optical isomerism or geometrical isomerism, they will be asking. And coordination compounds, structure, hybridization, stability of the complex, then magnetic moments, optical activities, and different isomers in inner and outer orbital complexes. You'll be getting asked these kind of questions. These are all the very important area of asking questions from coordination compounds. And apart from that, the theories may ask the BBT, CFT, and application of coordination compounds. Okay, are you able to understand? So these kind of questions you may expect from this areas. And let us come to organic chemistry. So here the unit organic chemistry, first unit is haloalkane and arenes. From that you may expect the general preparation and IUPAC. From that IUPAC, definite question, you will be getting one definite question. And naming reactions, you have to thorough with all the naming reactions. And Markovnikov and anti-Markovnikov rule. From that you may expect questions. It is used for unsymmetrical alkenes. To know. And from the properties area, so you may get questions from boiling point, density, or bond length, or dipole moment order. So they will be asking either boiling point order, density order, bond length order, bond strength order, then display dipole moment order. These kind of questions will be asked. And SN1 and SN2, E1, E2, that kind of reactions also you may expect questions. So they will be giving some compounds to you. So which compound will be very favorable in SN1? Which compound is favorable in SN2? They will be asking that kind of questions. So you may expect definite question. And electrophilic substitution reaction. So we must know haloalkane arenes doesn't undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. They will be undergoing only electrophilic substitution reaction. So like a halogenation, alkyl or acylation, then nitration, these kind of questions you may be asked. And chiral and optical activity and the important terms. So they will be asking what kind of optical activity. They will be given some compound to you. That compound whether it is optically active or not. So we have to find out whether it is a chiral. If it is chiral, so it should be undergoing optical activity property. Okay, we should define all those things. Okay, then and uses and environmental effects of some important halo compounds like chloroform, CCl4, okay, so methyl chloride, that kind of compounds they'll be asking in this kind of areas. And next unit is alcohols. So what is the alcohol? Alcohols also you may expect one definite question, that is acid catalyzed mechanism. Acid catalyzed mechanism they will be asking, or otherwise you can whether it may be a dehydration mechanism of alcohol or hydration mechanism of alkene. They will be asking two kind of mechanism, that is acid catalyzed mechanism. You should be very careful on that. So this is a very important question. Almost last 10 years questions if you look at. So definitely 6 to 7 years they'll be asking in this question. Okay, that's why it plays a very important role. And IUPAC and preparation of alcohols, that's also important. So here also they will be asking in the property area like boiling point, solubility and acidity. So they will be giving some compounds to you, some alcoholic compounds, some different compounds may be given. So acidity, how acidity order they'll be asking. Okay, that kind of questions you may expect from this area. Then reaction of alcohols with the PCl5, PCl3, SOCl2, that kind of reactions. Then test for alcohols like how to distinguish 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree alcohols. That kind of questions you may expect from this alcohols. And phenol, here also IUPAC nomenclature, then classification and common name is very important like orthocresol, metacresol, that kind of questions you may expect. Then preparation and properties. And reaction with metals like electrophilic substitution reaction, usually phenol only involving in electrophilic substitution reaction in alcoholic compound like nitration, halogenation, that type of questions. And test for phenols they'll be asking, so you have to give some test to identify phenol. So likewise you can add bromine water, otherwise you can add ferric chloride. So from that you may get a lot of ideas. If you don't know about this concept, please go and watch my previous videos in last 10 years CBSE board questions, alcohol, phenols and ether. Almost we have 8 videos are there. So you just go and watch, you'll be getting previous 10 years videos. And ethers also. So here naming reaction, IUPAC, boiling point, solubility they'll be asking. Then here also electrophilic substitution reaction will be there. Here it is a highly activating group. That's what we should need careful electrophilic substitution reaction. And in all the cases, important naming reactions. You just go and watch my uploads. So important naming reaction, totally 4 parts are there. So you just go and watch my previous video. I'll be giving in iCard section. You just go and watch. Okay, you'll be getting a good idea about this. And next one is a very important one, that is aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid. So here also the nomenclature, preparation, boiling point, solubility, these kind of areas are very important. And test for aldehyde ketones, how to distinguish aldehyde ketones, that kind of questions will be asked. The reaction of carbonyl group with ammonia derivative, that kind of question will be asked. Then here aldol condensation, Cannizzaro reaction, these are all the important reactions. Electrophilic substitution reactions, nomenclature of carboxylic acid, preparation, properties. From the properties they'll be asking acidity, hydrogen bonding. Okay, that kind of questions will be asked. So here test for carboxylic acid and phenol, how to distinguish carboxylic acid and phenol, both are acidic. How will you distinguish between these two? That kind of questions they'll be asked in this aldehyde, ketones and carboxylic acid chapter. So here also the important naming reaction, just view my uploads. I'll be giving in iCard section. So you just go and watch the important naming reactions. I'll be giving in iCard section. And next unit is amines. So how the amines? So amines also nomenclature, 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree amine identification. Then basic character. How the basic character? So they'll be asking some basic character in the form of gaseous state, plus effect nature, solvation order, experimental value and steric entrance value. So that kind of in 5 areas they'll be asking basic character. So there will be a small difference. Based on that, some simple concepts are there. If you don't know about this concept, please go and watch my videos in amines section. Okay, and preparation of benzene diazonium salt and the stability of this compound. So that must be very important. And diazonium salt reaction with various compounds, because if we want to remove the nitrogen from aniline or amine, that time we have to convert this as diazonium salt, then we can convert into various compounds. So here conversion of aniline to many compounds. So and coupling reaction, it is very important one. So usually they will be asking lot of questions in coupling reactions also. So it is also very important one. And important naming reactions, so you just go and watch my previous video, that is the important naming reaction section. And don't forget to watch this route and roadmap of amine, that will give you the good idea about how to convert the amine to other compounds. So in the amine conversion, if you get any type of amines, if you want to convert any type of compound, you just go and make understanding about this route and roadmap, so you'll be getting idea about this. Just go and watch my previous videos. And next thing is the biomolecules. Here also the very important thing is the carbohydrates. They'll be asking the structure of glucose, what kind of glucose structure proposed, cyclic structure, how it will be in the form of cyclic structure. So they'll be asking that kind of questions. And why reducing sugar, non-reducing sugar of glucose, fructose, maltose, why it is a reducing sugar, why it is a non-reducing sugar, just go and watch. Then classifications, they'll be asking glucose, fructose, then structure and explanations, then glycosidic linkages, proteins, vitamins, enzymes, these area, it's a most prone area. And then here nucleic acid, like a DNA, RNA, structure with explanation, that RNA type of RNAs, DNAs, functions, what is the role of a DNA, what is the function of RNA, what are all the types of RNA. So you will be getting asked a lot of questions from that biomolecules also. And next very important area is polymers. So here also you should know the definition, terms of polymers, then what are monomers, okay, and then polymerization, that kind of definitions you should know. Then you should know the difference between thermoplastic and thermostatic resin. It's an important question. And then natural, semi-synthetic, synthetic polymers they'll be asking. Based on that intermolecular forces, how the elastomers, thermoplastic and fiber will be classified. They'll be asking how, in which compound, they'll be given some 3 compounds to you. So in which based on that intermolecular forces, which will be very strong. That time this plays the first order and this plays the second order, this plays the third one. Okay, they will be asking that kind of order. So you have to identify, you just make a practice to make a tabular column with the help of thermoplastic, thermostatic resins, synthetic, natural and semi-synthetic plastics. You have to make a tabular column. Then elastomers, thermoplastic, fibers, you have to make a tabular column. That then free radical mechanism they'll be asking, so addition, polymerization, then monomers of all polymers, you have to make it as a chart. And the important polymers, like they'll be asking frequently asked questions, that is bakelite, nylon 66, nylon 6, melamine, buna-S, buna-N, PVC, Teflon and Terling. These are all the important areas of asking questions in polymers unit. And next one is chemistry in everyday life. So here also you may expect the questions from these areas, like drugs, then agonistics, then antagonistics, antagonists, then antacids, antihistamines, then analgesics, tranquilizers, then antibiotics, antiseptics, role of norethindrone, that will be acting as an anti-fertility agent. And then artificial sweetness, you'll be getting asked the questions from these areas. Preservatives, what are all the positive and negative of preservatives, what are all the advantage and disadvantage of edible colors, then detergents, then what is the synthetic detergent and how it pollute our environment, the detergent. Okay, these are all the questions they'll be asked in the areas. And thank you so much for watching. Please go forward to others to get benefit, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, and don't forget to put a like to this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you once again. Thank you. Thank you for learning. Share and like this video.